Welcome back, fans and friends. For this upcoming video, we have one of my favorite cars of all time. Whether or not it deserves it is different, but is this one here. So I don't know, I prefer the more recent 9 and 10s of this, but this is a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. This is the 6th generation of the performance sports car slash rally car model, which obviously is the Evolution there. And then the GSR was a special edition model. And unfortunately, some of the things that would separate it from the regular Evolution, unfortunately, are under the hood. But you can just see there the red Brembo brakes is a very important thing. Other differences between this and the 5, they moved around the fog lights and they made the engine itself a little bit more reliable, obviously, depending on whether or not the hood pops. Unfortunately, this one, the Skylines showed us that you can open the doors. Unfortunately, this one here, while depicting the car very well in 3D poses, does not show us anything other than the car itself. So, just going to go right ahead. This is the Tomica the premium version, so they have the regular line. And then they have this one here, the premium one as well. And so I just decided, the Lancer Evolution is one of those funny cars that I like because, growing up playing Gran Turismo, it was just one of those small 4-door sedans, happens to be high performance. And for those of you, obviously, you can't separate, well, you can now because, unfortunately, the Lancer has been out of production since 2018, and the Evolution has been out of production since 2016. And the reason for that is because Mitsubishi does not update their cars very often, and they they've decided to go another way. However, you would look at Subaru, which is the company I was going to bring up. We've done a bunch of WRXs. I'm thinking of getting the WRX for this one as well. They've continued to have a moderate amount of success. Obviously, the world is transitioning towards electric vehicles and SUVs, so obviously these cars are not that, so unfortunately that is just the way it went for Mitsubishi. Anyway, so you see here all of the Takara Tommies, I believe, except for one of them, which I happened to buy used. Even the Ferraris and the other ones, they did come with that plastic liner. So unfortunately, as I predicted, I don't believe the hood opens unless I damage it, and I don't really want to damage it. And so, unfortunately, it'll just be the standard vehicle here getting. You're not getting an opening hood to see the engine. You're not getting any opening doors to see at least the insides. One of the defining features, too, of the GSR is the Recaro bucket seats. And you'll just have to use your imagination. So, the first thing we do see, and I'm sure for Skylines, I'm not sure for these the Evolution version of the Lancer, but driver's side you can see there is on the right. Anyway, underneath the hood there, you can see the inlet. No, underneath, on the hood. There's the inlet for the engine. Intercooler one's right there. You can see that there is no cutouts to pop the hood, which really sucks. There you have the front license plate. They could have put something on there. Would have been really nice. They did not. You see there Mitsubishi. Inserts for the headlight covers, which is always great because we know that even Greenlight, you can see they've slowly transitioned towards just painting it, 3D painting. It's probably cheaper, faster, and less involved in manufacturing. Front grille, nice and even. You see there the Mitsubishi symbol, reasonably well done. And obviously you can see right through the front plastic of the windshield into the cabin. And you see there is a 4-door, 4-seat sedan. Although I do see you could probably fit 3 people in the back, so technically 5. Window rims painted black, door handles, nothing special. You have there the indicator for the side light. The wheels are very plain, and I brought this up before. These are actually extremely very simple wheels for, I want to say, a premium brand version of the car. It is nothing like the 2 parts for even Hot Wheels Premium. And Greenlight, for example, have 2-piece wheels, rubber on the outside and on the inside. The back of the car, extremely plain. You have there Mitsubishi, nothing on the license plate again. Inserts for lights, relatively well done. They're red, which is great. They don't have to paint them extra. I do believe that there says, you see there the VI for the 6, and you will have the Evolution right across in the red letters. It's cursive, so it's very hard to read. Minor defect I can see here, unless that's just how they produce it, is there. You can see on the left side of the spoiler from the middle, it is either a stamping press mistake, painting issue, or that's the way it's made to identify it. 2-part spoiler, which is, I don't believe I've seen these live. I saw an Evolution actually on Saturday. Problem is it did not have the spoiler. I don't know if it was removed. It was at the actual Mitsubishi dealership. 2015, I believe it was. So it was the X. The X of the Evolution Generations was built for 10 years because, like I said, they didn't want to update it. Anyway, because this is a right-hand drive car, we can forgive the gas cap for being on the right side because that's where the driver is. And that is the only other major difference. You can actually see more clearly into the cabin this way against this 3D angle. And you can just see there the back bench. Indeed made for 2 people, but there is a center part that I do believe there is. If it's like basically every other car, it'll have that spot for somebody seatbelt to sit in. Anyway, we're back now to the front. Like I said, the car looks really nice. Unfortunately, you don't get anything added for it. So this is going to cost you about $15 to $20. It's nothing like a Greenlight, nothing like an M2, and nothing like even the Hot Wheels Premium. Although, sorry, it's exactly like the Hot Wheels Premium, except twice the price. And not as easy to find. So therefore, like I said, there's no doors opening, there's no hood opening, no trunk even. The car is done reasonably well. Like I said, the wheels are kind of a letdown. We've seen Greenlight and Mattel do a great job with either Matchbox Premiums or even the Greenlights. They will release the same car over and over and over, and occasionally they'll change the wheels. And then these guys sometimes have the car. It's very expensive, but they'll have either the door or the engine. Like I said, we had the Lamborghini Miura open for the engine deck, and then the Ferrari Testarossa, the lights pop up. Nope, no. But anyway, it's not really a feature. I would prefer the engine deck, but here we are. Anyway, underside, you have there differential, transfer case, and all that stuff. Like this, I believe all Lancer Evolutions are 4-wheel drive throughout the history of the car. Not the Lancer itself, but the Evolution. And so therefore you need all this stuff here, the very basic detail, but it's reasonably well done. You can just see there, differential, transfer case, and drive shaft, because the engine is under here and these rear wheels are powered. So there you have it, Tomica, Tommy, and then 2021. And then the scale here, interestingly, like the Skylines, is 1/61. We also saw this with the Bugatti I have. I forget the company, starts with an S, but their scaling is not quite 1/64, which is usually the industry standard. However, M2 and Greenlight, one of them is right and one of them is wrong, or they could both be wrong because the cars are not the same size. Anyway, fans and friends, like I said, one of my favorite cars. Unfortunately, it does not come with an opening hood, and thus you are simply buying it because you like it. Great for display, but it's always better if you have it with an opening hood for display, and I've proved that with the Nissan Skylines that I've had here, even from these. So, fans and friends, this is Tumblers from Toronto. Thanks for watching this video on the Lancer Evolution 6 GSR. Ran from January 1999 to August of 2001, and all that other fun and good stuff. Thanks for watching, and until the next one.